You're standing in the garden center with a packet of seeds in one hand and a tray of starter plants in the other. Which one should you buy? Seeds are cheaper and give you more choices, but starter plants can save weeks of growing time. And depending on what you're planting, one option may be much better than the other. Today, we're breaking down seeds versus starter plants, so you'll know exactly which to choose for your garden. First, let's make this simple. Seeds are exactly what they sound like. You plant them and grow your crop from the very beginning. Starter plants, also called transplants or seedlings, have already been started for you. You purchase a young plant and move it into your garden, raised bed, or container. Both methods work. The question is, which one makes the most sense for you? If you're gardening on a budget, seeds usually win. One packet can contain enough seeds to grow multiple plants, and you may even have seeds left for another planting. Starter plants cost more because someone else has already spent time growing and caring for them. But don't automatically assume buying starters is wasting money. If you only want 1 or 2 plants, buying a healthy transplant may be easier than buying seeds, starting supplies, and everything else needed to raise seedlings. Winner for budget: seeds. Starter plants have one major advantage. They give you a head start. Instead of waiting for a seed to germinate and develop into a young plant, you're skipping ahead several weeks. This can be especially helpful when your growing season is short or you're getting a late start. For a fall garden, that extra time can make a big difference. Winner for speed: starter plants. Round 3, variety. Walk into most garden centers, and you'll probably find several popular varieties of tomatoes, peppers, herbs, and vegetables. But look through a seed catalog or seed display, and suddenly you have many more choices. Seeds can give you access to unusual colors, different sizes, heirloom varieties, and vegetables you may never find as starter plants. If experimenting with unique varieties sounds fun, seeds give you more freedom. Winner for variety: seeds. This round isn't quite as simple. Starter plants can be easier because the delicate germination stage has already happened. You can see what you're buying and start with an established plant. But some vegetables are incredibly easy to grow directly from seed. Radishes, lettuce, beans, peas, carrots, and many leafy greens can be beginner-friendly when planted directly where they'll grow. So, don't assume starters are always easier. The vegetable you're growing matters. Which crops are better from seed? Some vegetables are especially well-suited to direct sowing. Carrots and radishes are good examples because they're root crops and generally do best when planted where they'll stay. Beans and peas are also commonly planted directly into the garden. Lettuce, spinach, and other fast-growing greens can be easy to start from seed. For these crops, buying starter plants may not give you much of an advantage. Seeds can be inexpensive, simple, and effective. Which crops make good starter plants? Starter plants can be especially useful for vegetables that take longer to mature. Tomatoes, peppers, eggplants, broccoli, cabbage, and cauliflower are commonly available as transplants. Buying them as established plants can save valuable growing time. This doesn't mean you can't start these vegetables from seed. You absolutely can. But beginners who don't want to start seeds indoors weeks ahead of planting season may find transplants much more convenient. What about a fall garden? For fall gardening, your decision becomes even more important because you're working against colder weather. Fast crops like radishes, lettuce, and some leafy greens can often be planted directly from seed. But slower-growing crops like broccoli or cabbage may benefit from a healthy starter plant if your fall-growing window is limited. Check your average first frost date and compare it with the crop's days to maturity. If time is running short, a transplant could give you the advantage you need. Common beginner mistakes. Avoid buying starter plants simply because they're the biggest ones at the store. Look for healthy plants with sturdy stems and good-looking leaves. Avoid plants that appear severely stressed or damaged. And with seeds, don't plant the entire packet just because you have it. Follow the recommended spacing and planting depth. Finally, don't start more plants than your garden can actually hold. A smaller, healthy garden is better than an overcrowded one. So which one wins? The answer is actually both. Use seeds when you want to save money, grow lots of plants, or choose from more varieties. Use starter plants when you want convenience, faster results, or need to make up for lost growing time. And don't be afraid to use both methods in the same garden. You might plant lettuce and radishes from seed while buying broccoli and cabbage as starter plants. That's not cheating, that's smart gardening. Seeds versus starter plants doesn't have to be an either-or decision. Choose the method that works best for the crop, your budget, your available time, and your growing season. If you're a beginner, experiment with both and see which method you enjoy most. If this video helped you, give it a thumbs up, subscribe to Soil to Harvest, and tell us in the comments. Are you Team Seeds or Team Starter Plants? Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next garden.